I have to tell you a little bit about Grandma. I first remembering of her, she lived in Westfield in a little house close to Uncle Garrett and Aunt Kate. And I remember going there for a birthday at one time in the old overland, 10 of us in the old overland. And we were ready to go after the party, and Tom said, "Everybody back there?" And somebody said, "Yeah." It wasn't me. Pretty soon a cousin came running out of the house. "Uncle Ari, you forgot one." And Brother John was sleeping under the dining room table. And a couple of years after that, she moved to our farm in Hall. I don't know why, I never found that out. But they bought a house. Someone had built a new house, and they bought the old house and moved it to my parents' farm. And anyway, my mother did her laundry, and she ate her noon meal with us, and Sister Ann did the work. So I guess Grandma was retired. So that is the title of my reading. When I was a child, Grandma's clothes made little impression on me. That is, with the exception of her apron. Since Grandma was a woman of ample proportions, her coverall apron was a big affair of dark printed cotton, slow to soil, edged all around with biased tape. Its uses were limitless. The apron made a basket when she gathered eggs in the hen house late in the afternoon. If there were fluffy yellow chicks to be carried to the back porch during the sudden cold spells of spring, they made the trip, keeping contentedly in Grandma's apron. When these little chicks grew into henhood and started pecking and scratching among Grandma's flowers, she merely flapped her apron at them, and they ran squawking to the chicken yard. I can see her yet, tossing cracked corn to the hungry flock from her apron. Lots of kindling chips were needed to start the morning fire in the big black cook stove in Grandma's kitchen. Sometimes Grandpa, the hired man, started the fire, but if they were in the barn milking, Grandma's apron came in handy to carry the bits of kindling from shed to kitchen stove. Vegetables and fruit too, lettuce, radishes, peas, string beans, and carrots, all found their way to the kitchen via Grandma's carry-all. And when things got to cooking briskly on the stove, if Grandma couldn't find a pot holder, her apron served as a handy insulator as she removed hot heads from the heat. If the men were working in the field and they weren't too far away, the apron waved a flop with a signal to come home for mid-morning lunch. At threshing time, when Grandma and the hired girl brought noon dinner out to the field, Grandma hovered around, passing aromatic dishes and flipping the big apron at pesky flies. When children came to visit, the apron stood ready to dry childish tears. If the little ones were a bit shy, it made a good hiding place in case a stranger appeared unexpectedly. The apron was used countless of times to stroke a perspiring brow as Grandma bent over the hot wood stove or hoed the garden under a blistering sun. In chilly weather, Grandma wrapped her friendly apron around her arms while she hurried on an outside errand, or lingered at the door with a departing guest. Hastily and a bit slyly, it dusted tables and chairs as company was sighted coming down the lane. And a day then, when all the work was done, Grandma shed her garment of many uses and draped it over the canary cage.